5:30 in the morning today, guys. I woke up at about 3:45. Have a lot of stuff to do today, so got to get ahead of the jump. Get ahead of the curve. But today, the video is going to be why busy men stay stuck. And I'm going to be telling you exactly how I didn't get stuck when I was working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. I worked 2 jobs in my life. Actually, leading up, I worked a lot of jobs, actually. When I was 13, I started so many different businesses, whether it was detailing, mowing yards, whatever it was. I tried to do it. Cleaning windows, raking leaves, bro. Anything, and I tried it. And then first job I got when I was 16. All those businesses were started from like 12 and up. And then when I turned 16, I was like, okay, I can get a job. I can work for minimum wage. So I got a job at Target. And it sucks. Honestly, retail sucks, dude. You gotta people are like, I'm just yelling at you and stuff, bro. You gotta deal with so many different things, but that's besides the point. I worked nights, so it was a lot easier. I would just go in the morning and then just hit my meals consistently. The second job, though, was construction. I was going in at 6 a.m., getting off at 6 p.m., working 10, 12-hour days, getting 60 hours a week. That's when things really started to get more difficult. But that's when you need a good structure in place or nothing's going to work out. I had to either go to the gym at 4 in the morning, get up early, go to the gym, and then go straight to work after that, or I would wake up a little later, or I would just go to bed later, wake up later, and go to the gym later in the day. So it just comes down to what can you do? Or do you want to do like A and B days? You want to Monday through Wednesday, you go in the morning, and then the rest of the week you go at night. You just got to have a structure that's repeatable, as I've been saying every single time. If you can't do it week after week, you need to change it. Like if you can only go to the gym 3 times a week, then go 3 times a week. But make sure that you show up for that week in and out. And that's how you're going to stay in shape while you're working a really demanding job. Because if you set it what's the word? If you set your expectations so high, like I'm going to the gym 6 days a week while I'm working 60 hours, don't do that. You're going to give up so fast. Like personally, I did it. I went 6 days a week, 5 to 6. I did 5 to 6. If I could get in that 6th day, I would really try my best too, but 5 was my bare minimum at the time. That 6th day was just a bonus day for me. But you may be asking, bro, how were you? Weren't you tired? All this and that, blah, blah, blah. That's why you got to have a good diet in place so that you have energy throughout the day. If you're working these 50, 60 hours a week and you're over here just munching on candy and snacks all day, obviously you're not going to have energy and you're not going to be able to put on any muscle because you get no micronutrients, you're getting no protein, and you're getting just no carbs. I'm not saying you're getting none of that, but it's obviously not going to be from Whole Foods, and they're not going to be very good, and your fats are going to be really high, and it's going to make it really hard to put on muscle while losing fat. So what I'm trying to say is you don't need more motivation. You don't need some crazy guru fix. You just need a system in your life. Just pick a time. I'm going to go to the gym at 4 a.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and then Mondays and Tuesdays, and then Wednesdays, I'm going to go at night. Bam, those 3 days. That's all I'm going to do when I go to the gym. Those blocks are set out. I'm going to go there, I'm going to hit this, and I'm going to do this at the gym. Damn, done. You're done with the workouts. Don't even think about it. Just accomplish it. Next is the food portion. This is where you got to figure out what your maintenance actually is, and this is where I'm a really big help to set up your macros, figure out what foods you like, because food can be really, really difficult until you understand it, and then it's like, yo, why do people overcomplicate this so much? It's really, really easy. It's like, I only need to get about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Fats just need to stay between 50 and 60, and the rest of it, just put it to carbs. Raise that as high as you can. It's really that easy. And then it just comes down to finding when you can eat these meals. You're like, okay, so I'm gonna have a breakfast before work. I can have a snack right here on my break. I can have a lunch right here. I can have another snack, and then I have my dinner. So let's see, how can we split this up to hit my macros perfectly, make sure I'm not hungry throughout the day, I'm timing my carbs out properly. That's what can be a bit difficult, but that's why you have coaches, and that's why you have people who can set that up for you. So once you have your workouts in place, your 3 days a week, you figured out your meal plan, exactly when you're going to time out your meals, then you just got to make sure that you're training hard at the gym. You got to make sure that you're actually putting on muscle when you do go there, and you're doing these, you have a good structure, and you're watching them progress every single week. And in order to do that, you got to be training really, really hard, especially when you're working a demanding job, and especially when you're trying to be in a deficit If you're not giving it the muscle attention and you're not pushing it to failure and giving it a reason to grow, it's not going to grow. It can probably go in the opposite direction. A lot of people, when they cut, a lot of people that I talk to, they lose strength and they lose muscle and fat at the same time. When all of my clients, they have jumped from, I swear, incline dumbbell is something that I put everyone on. I swear they start at like 70s, and by 3 months in, dude, I'm almost pushing the hundreds, and they're down 20 pounds. Even me, being 190, I cut down to 175. When I was 190, I was pushing 100-pound dumbbells. That's heavy. And now, at the end, at 15 pounds lighter, I'm still pushing 105, 110. Like, it's not marginally as big of a difference, but most people say you're going to lose strength or you just want to maintain your strength. Like, no, if you're getting 15,000 steps a day or 20,000 steps a day and you're able to push your carbs super high and your protein super high, it kind of just changes the whole dynamic of everything. Because walking helps you recover, and walking helps you burn more calories so you can eat more. And then what ties this whole thing together is your steps. Like, you're going to have the workouts, you're going to have the meal plan, you're going to have everything perfectly laid out, having a good structure. Everything we just talked about, if you laid that out in your day-to-day, that is the perfect structure to have. And then the last thing is just going to be, where can I fit in steps? Where can I fit in to get my 15K? Right there, okay, I can do a 10-minute walk in the morning. At lunch, on my breaks, I can walk right after I eat. Same thing for your lunch. Just finding spots to just fit in little walking sessions is so crucial, because getting that 15K is so crucial. Or else, like, your maintenance and your calories and tracking all that kind of stuff, it's going to be really, really difficult whenever your steps are up and down, up and down, up and down, because your calorie burn and how much your body's burning through on a daily basis is just up and down, up and down. It's nothing consistent at all. And that right there is how I built a repeatable system around my life when I was working a full-time job. I would go to the gym in the morning or go at night, whatever I set out. And then I would meal prep, and I would have my meals perfectly laid out to hit my macros and my calories perfectly. And then I would set out times to walk to make sure that I hit my steps perfectly. And then I just made sure to hold myself accountable. Most people can't really hold themselves accountable. And if you can't, that's when you need to get help. You need to go find a coach, or you need to find someone who's going to hold you accountable to show up every single day, because this is not easy. And I know it's not easy. When I go to the gym, I'm like, dude, I don't want to be here. But I still showed up and I got better day and day and day. And it just becomes easier when you start doing it for years on end, and you kind of learn, okay, maybe we can cut back on that. Because when I was doing that, I was doing way too much volume. I did change up my systems a little bit when it comes to the amount of volume, because, dude, working the 60 hours a week and pushing that hard in the gym and doing that much volume and trying to recover just was not happening. It was not happening at all. So when you do go to the gym, I would just stay in that 8 to 10 rep range per muscle group. That's really all you need if you're pushing hard. I'm not saying that more volume is going to kill you, but if you can recover from it, then you can do a little more volume. It just comes down to stimulating your muscle enough to be able to recover in time. Like, you can do as many sets as you need to, as long as you can fully recover by your next chest day or your pull day. So you're going to get about 2 to 3 days of rest. And if you can't fully recover in those 2 to 3 days, then you're doing too much volume. I'm telling you that right now, you're doing too much volume. So that's like a big thing when people say, just do what works best for your body. I 100% agree. When I tell people to do 2 sets of 8, I'm not saying that that's like, yeah, that's it, that's what works. But I am saying that 2 sets of 4 exercises or 5 exercises is optimal. You can pick as many exercises as you want. Like, you can do as much volume as you want. I'm just saying do 2 sets. Like, doing that 3rd set, it's like you're just doing the same movement 3 times. It's like you get mentally in your own head where your first set, you push hard, and then your second set, you're like, damn, I got another one after this. Let's just go a little lighter. So that's why I don't like to do 3 sets. Like, your first set, you push hard. Like, okay, just one more. The next time you go as hard as you can. Okay, we're done with that. Let's go to the next thing. And you push hard. You're like, okay, one more. But if I had 3, bro, I'd be like, damn, I'm already dead after this first one. Now I got to do 2 more? Okay, it's not happening. That's why I don't agree with everyone overcomplicates everything. Just listen to this whole video again, watch it over, giving you guys so much free value and so much sauce of how I got into shape back in the day. And it just comes down to having a repeatable system, as I say, every day. You're tracking your workouts, you're tracking your meals, you're tracking your progress photos, you're tracking your body weight. That's all you need. It's so simple. Just having that data shows you we can fix that. we can fix that. But if you have no data, that's why you stay stuck and you're just continue to guess, and years just pass you by because you're just guessing. Like when I would go in there and just guess on my workouts, guess on my meal plan, guess on my steps, guess on my accountability. That's why I made no progress for probably when I was 18 to 19. I made very, very little progress because my systems were not very good. They weren't good at all. I was just doing random stuff at the gym, eating random stuff, just going on a random bulk at times. And I'm like, dude, what are we doing here? But once everything got cleaned up and I implemented everything that I just said, that's when I got to freaking 8% body fat, leanest I've ever been in my life. I feel great, look great, and now I help you guys do the exact same thing. There's more millionaires out there than people who have abs. So if you want to have abs, you realize you got to be in the top 1% of the entire world. So you got to dig deep and realize, what makes me different from everybody else? Why am I the one that can get abs? What makes me different? And it's always going to come down to your why. People who are comfortable cannot give up food. Like, nah, food is more important to me than having abs. Okay, you're off the list. Gone. Next person. Oh, nah, man, I can't go to the gym. That's too hard. Oh, you're off the list. Next person. Oh, no way I can walk 10K steps. Okay. Next person. Oh, I can't stick to it. Guys, people who can't stick to these things will never get abs. So if you're able to stick to those things, you can be part of the 1% that does get abs. The entire population, you're in the top 1%. Top 1%. How would that make you feel if you were a part of the top 1%? Same thing when it comes to a 225 bench. That's top 1%, less than 1%, I believe, of the whole population. And then a 315 bench, my guy, that's even more rare. So just be happy with where you're at. If you can push those weights, be happy. If you have abs, just know that you've accomplished a lot in life. And if you haven't yet, just know that it's very possible, and you can do it in a very short period of time. And if you want my help doing it, I will leave a link in the description. You can book a one-on-one consultation call with me. But until the next one, guys, I'll have some more ideas. If you want to drop a question in the comment section, I'll respond to it in the next video.